How we doing? Just wanted to come up on here and talk a little bit about eBay reselling and is it worth it in my opinion, and kind of give you my take on the first month that I've invested time-wise. And I would say, long story short, yeah, it totally is worth it. It just depends on the kind of person that you are, though. If you're expecting something that's going to be high return and it not take a lot of time, I would probably say no. And you should probably look at a different career for sure, because it takes time, definitely. I'm like 6 weeks into it in total. That's with like watching videos, taking my initial investment, going around, starting like post and all this other crazy shit. Not really crazy, but other shit that we've had to do. Now we're like a month in for sales officially and posting. We're doing okay. We're not hitting our numbers yet. We're hitting like 50% of our numbers, which isn't bad for our first 3 weeks. No, it's been first month. It's 2 days shy. About 2 days. I'm not quite sure the official date, but we bought our product about 5 weeks ago now, 6 weeks ago in that realm. Now, I've got a list of shit that I kind of started with. I'll kind of show you guys here real quick. Now, this right here was all from my closet, believe it or not. Like, all of that. Kind of crazy. I had about, that's an estimated $3,600. I'm definitely not going to see that. You could see the very top. I've, $200 shy of my first sale. And that's not including all the eBay deductions and all that shit. So the likelihood of me hitting even $3,000 is pretty slim. But the estimated amount is pretty cool to look at. And it's motivating for sure. But that would be the initial investment that you don't even have to take your money in. You can just go look at what you put money into already and don't use. And I'm sure you'll be surprised with how much of it's actually worth money. And then you just take it and reinvest it. I was fortunate with my whole situation. My initial investment in the whole reselling, where we bought lots, several different lots. I'll show you these two, actually. But I did a job for the junk removal, and I picked up 2 motorcycles from the guy who just wanted out of his way, and I resold one of them, and I gave one of them away. So pure profit, right? And I took that pure profit and I just reinvested it immediately. And I sold that motorcycle is what I'm talking about. I sold the motorcycle months later because I was saving it as an acorn for the winter, blah, blah, blah. And it's gotten us somewhere with what we've been doing, which is nice. It's really cool to see that. But to get started, it's really simple. You just take pictures of your own stuff and you post it. And then you go from there. It's pretty cool. Now, it does take time to sell product. It's kind of the unfortunate thing. The more you post, the more you'll sell, obviously. But it just depends on how serious you want to take it. If you're looking from a business aspect of it, the more you buy, the more you're gonna make at the end of the day. And you can also be more picky. It just depends on how you want to do business. But I just don't like that because of the options that you have and the different time that you have to invest. It's just different. My take on it is I pretty much just want to do all my sourcing online. I feel like it's a little bit more, it's a little less time consuming. And I like the whole bidding aspect of it. I find that really fun, of course, but you kind of know more of what you're getting into opposed to going out and finding stuff, in my opinion. And I don't like to drive around and do all that crazy shit, especially something about going through people's stuff in front of them makes me feel fucking weird. Even at a garage sale, I'm kind of like a little iffy about it. Makes me a little uncomfy. But you gotta do what you gotta do. You still gotta try it. We've done it a couple times, 2 or 3 times, and it's panned out. And it's actually the investments that I'll show you right now. Now, this is up here. Don't look at that. That's just the total amount for all our stuff. But this is what we spent money on. These are the first 2 that we've done, and then all the other stuff. Now, I think I talked about it a little bit. We saw a dude named Don. He had a whole storage unit. It was kind of crazy. A whole storage unit in Walnut Creek that was filled to the 9 with stereo receivers and a whole bunch of amplifiers and speakers and shit. He's been doing it for like 30 years, he says. And oh my goodness, he had literally a 6-figure stereo unit. Like his whole system is 6 figures in his house. He's showing us photos. Insane. sold a pair of speakers that were $26,000 she was showing us. It was insane. And they were so ugly. Weird. But we found him, got really lucky, and he had a whole bunch of different stuff that he wanted to get rid of. Excuse me. Late night food snacks. I'll show you the, This is, okay. The top part, the top 18, I suppose, would be the first lot that we bought. And that's all for him. That's $500 that we've invested with at least doubling our money we're hoping for, after it's all said and done. Not too great, I'd say, for our first investment, but it was something I just wanted to get inventory and get the ball rolling. Now, I still think that it got better because we went back and he kind of trusted us more and liked us a little bit, and you kind of dumped like a really nice second load on us, if you will, depending on how you want to take that. I'm trying to look for it real quick. It's kind of far down here. I don't really know where the fuck I put it. Excuse me. Where is it? Oh my goodness. Okay, here it is. Sorry, that was crazy. Right here in the middle with the yall. It's the only thing we sold so far, but $1,700 isn't too bad. 3 times our money. Even 3 times, I'm pretty happy with, because I do know that we're gonna have the eBay fees and all that stuff. We're probably gonna double it. That's cool. It gets better too. I think I talked about the camera lot that we had to go through. It's this whole apartment that he was basically selling off, and it was kind of uncomfortable. But this is $120 that we invested on one box, and this is 10 times, possibly almost 10 times our money. We've actually got the full returns back so far. But the only downfall was that I didn't really look at the whole lot. So when you buy stuff at someone's house, they're obviously going to ask for high dollar. I'm just cheap, so I got it cheaper. But definitely look at the product. There was a lot of broken stuff in there. A lot of stuff had batteries left in there, so that the corrosion really got to all of the internals in some of them, and it just didn't really work. Like, it kind of was funky, or we didn't test it because we were like, this is FUBAR, so we just posted it as parts, and kind of unfortunate learning curve, but we're still going to make our money back, obviously. It's there. And then another really big part, I haven't even started posting any of it. I just posted a few things, like 5 items, 6 items. But my brother gave me a bin of clothes that he was selling at his store. He doesn't like eBay, but it's this right here, Andrew's stuff, $0 invested, $138 so far that we've kind of thrown up on eBay. Potential sales, obviously, and it's probably not what we're going to get, unfortunately, but it just is what it is. So I'd say free stuff is really important too. If you can accumulate free stuff from people, that is super dope. It's not only dope for your eBay page if it's good stuff that's possibly sellable, but you can obviously reinvest free money and make money for free. So that's awesome. That's fun. That's the best part about it, in my opinion. And that's why we have like a overall value of $10,000 potentially, because we've gotten a lot of free stuff, and to our surprise, I got a lot of stuff in my closet that I bought and just put away. Like I bought like 3 cameras all at once. I don't know what I was thinking, dude. I just bought them all and never used them, and they're still worth money. So I guess not a bad investment, but not super smart either. I would say the most important part about the whole reselling, though, is you have to stick to a schedule. If you don't stick to some sort of schedule of scheduling or getting some source of inventory, something that's going to continue the ball, you're probably going to fall behind, or your eBay page is going to start to die because you have nothing to post. And that's like the biggest thing you don't want to do, right? Is kind of fuck your eBay algorithm up, because no money equals bad things. So just make sure you're consistent about it. You want to have at least have everything scheduled for like 3 to 4 days out. See that if something does come up, you're good. You don't have to worry like, oh my God, I'm not going to make no sales. No, you're good. Just do your scheduling. I think I'm scheduled out for like 5 days right now, and I'm kind of burnt out on scheduling, which is kind of nice. So I'm just going to take a little break. And that happens too. It's like these things come in waves where you are motivated and not, and you just have to stay on top of it. the more you're on top of it, the more you force yourself to do things you don't want to do, the more it's going to pan out in your favor. It's really just staying consistent. Like everyone would say, stay consistent. That's the best advice anyone's ever given, and anyone can ever probably take. Now, another thing I'd probably recommend is just continue investing your money. If you are consistently investing your money in other areas of interest, or just anything that makes money, basically, it's going to be stressful sometimes because there's a lot of money going out, but you're always going to have money coming in. That's the cool part about it. Like junk removal, flipping cars for me, eBay resale, work at a car shop. Like all these small things kind of accumulate at the end of the month and help me stand high or stand up right now without having my 9 to 5 that, consistently paid all my bills and I didn't have to worry about shit. So that's cool. I kind of threw myself in the fire here. It's kind of crazy. I started my business when it was slow season last year. Why did I do that? I don't know, but I made it happen. And then I quit my job in slow season. Pretty unorthodox, if you ask me. Wouldn't recommend doing that by any means, but for some reason I wanted to throw myself in the fire, and I'm doing so, and it's panning out because I like to stress for some reason, but I can't complain. All in all, resale is fun. I love the fact that I work for myself. I love the fact that I get to make spreadsheets and look at the possibilities of what can come from initial investments and the steps to get there. It's really fun to see the overall outcome. But if you don't like immediate return, or you don't like sitting on stuff, excuse me, if you don't like basically losing money for a little while, you probably don't want to do this because you're only going to fucking freak out. And that's kind of what got me into junk removal and got me into reselling. It started with flipping cars, and I was like, I don't know. The first car I flipped, I wanted to keep so bad, but I didn't. It was a E46. It was so beautiful, dude, and it was nice. And I went through and did a few things to it because it didn't need anything done. $80K on them. It was tits. Sold that car, but it took me a while to sell the next few cars, and even that car took me like a little over a month. And I hated the fact that I had to sit there and just twiddle my thumbs while I wasn't making any initial money or just spending money. So with that, I went to junk removal because I wanted more consistent. I was doing junk removal and construction. That was hand in hand. It was pretty cool. Taught me a lot of things, and didn't realize that I was breaking my back to not make a lot of money. Not worth it. Then I went to reselling immediately for some reason. I don't know what happened, but when I was young, I wanted to do the whole pallet thing. I was too young to do so, and shipping and all that, it was just crazy for my, it was out of my budget. I was like 14, 15. And then I revisited it because I saw a video, and that was 7 weeks ago, and I literally have not looked back. I've just been diving in nonstop. We've only made $1,000 on our $1,700 initial investment, and we have a $3,600 investment that we have to go pick up on the 2nd. So it can be stressful for fucking sure, but like, it just depends on what kind of person are you. If you're someone that needs to go out and spend money and do stuff all the time, don't resell. You're not gonna do well. If you're someone like me, it's a homebody and wants to make money on money they've already invested on themselves, I would say this is a good place to start, because you don't have to do this forever. There's people that are investing their money in other places because they've done this and they're moving on and they're selling their whole store for an accumulated amount, and they're still doing it. So it's really cool. It's in my opinion, it's very forgiving, but you still gotta make the right moves to kind of be productive and make money. I hope that helps. I hope that if you are thinking about it, that kind of gives you a solid answer of why you should and shouldn't. If you're still contemplating, I would just recommend you do it. Just give it a shot. Go pick up something. Go flip something and see if that chimes you. Like every time I sell something, I get so buttered up. It is crazy. It feels great. And I think I've talked about this before, the delivered button. Oh my God. On the eBay, when it says delivered at the end of when it's all said and done, oh my God. It's like a vanilla frosty from Wendy's, bro. Just fucking hits different. Dude, I have to mention this. I have to. There's so many good things happening right now. Thank you so much for fucking subscribing, all of you. That is so epic. So epic. 8 subscribers. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but that for me is a lot. You know, it's more friends that I've got in the real world. I got like 3. It's pretty cool. And not to mention the comments too. You guys are super supportive, dude. Like really supportive. If you guys want to see some sort of content that maybe I can help out with and support you with, that would be really cool. I want to hear it from you. Let me know what I can do, and maybe even like initial, or not initial, but other investments that you want to see. Super into that. I love hearing ideas, and I love spending money. It's a problem. Let me know. It'd be fun to chat. Have a good night. Subscribe. Comment. This is fun.